Okay. Okay.
Hey, everybody, guess what we got behind us? Some of the best people in Citrus County. You know that? Look at them. Look at them.
Woo!
Isn't it great? And we've got, in this front row here, we've got Betty Jean Daniels right over here who gave $10. Thank you, Betty Jean.
Woo! Thank you, Betty.
And we've got Shelley Hillsman who also gave, let me just see how much is in here. $10. And I got my old buddy Charlene Skidmore. When I came here in '71, Charlene lived by Crystal River High School, and my wife had a 1966 Malibu, and I picked her up because we didn't have a bus every day. And that time I was strong enough to pick her up and put her in the car, but I couldn't lift you now to save my soul. You know? And Dorothy Cole just gave me $20. Thank you, Dorothy. That's my sister right there. One of the sweetest people God ever made. And this is Skidmore, and she's good for, because she's loaded. $10. All right. Thank you, Charlene. Now,
Give those to Angie.
a good friend of mine, Albert Jordan, was and Marilyn are out there, and Albert gave $2,500. Oops, I'm just kidding, Al. He probably just fell out of his chair drinking a beer and had a stroke. So we don't. But we do appreciate his $25. Thank you, Al. Next time I see you, don't hit me upside the head. Now I think, is there anything else in there?
No, but I'll make sure to
Yeah.
add it out there.
Aaron Wilcox has got some money. Ooh, a $5 bill. Just pass that right on down here and say something.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
I want to say thank you very much, right on you, because you absolutely brought me and Robert right into this apartment, and we want to say thank you.
You're very welcome, and I'm glad you're doing that. As long as you keep giving me $5 bills, we're going to have a great relationship. John, what you got back there, buddy?
$2.
Oh, we'll take it. Thank you. Neale Brennan is the lady right over here that's going to get
I'm
you
taking
the
money? Yeah.
get you the 5 newspapers you
Will
need
do.
for your family. And
Got
I
it.
got $1 here from Chris Gore, who's one of the best eaters and regular customers at Angelotti's in Inverness, right behind our thrift store. Chris, we appreciate that. Now,
Who's got?
what's,
Oh, papers? Okay,
Papers,
we'll see if we can get
easy.
some more papers.
Okay.
do you,
Oh, Amazing Grace papers. I was going to take this, so we're going to go add this to our total.
right.
All right,
Very
here you
good.
go.
So you can't work without a team. Yeah. Can't do it. So we're getting close to the end. So what we usually do is we take this thing, and I think these two gals are mic'd up. And we're going to get Dennis involved in this too, because he always tries not to, but he's not going to be allowed to do that. And Miss Joni's going to talk. And what we're going to do before we sing Amazing Grace is we're going to let these people speak from their heart on what the Key Center means to them, and they understand that the Key Center is the people around us and all the people throughout Citrus County. Realize we have almost 55 buildings in Citrus County, 26 group homes, 6 apartment complexes. We have 10 people who own their own home and pay their own mortgage. We have people who drive, people who work in the community, almost 60. And we have people that came in 1981 to live in an institutional setting in Gainesville, Sunland, and some had been there 20 to 30 years. Their families were here in Citrus County. They came to the Key Center to live in homes in their own community with their own families. They're thriving today. And when you see love poured out from your heart, people blossom. Each of us blossom. If you go to the nursing home and you're not treated very well, then you're going to understand what we talk about. The easiest thing it is for each of us to do is care about somebody else and reach out in love. That's the easiest thing that we'll ever have to do. Takes no effort whatsoever, doesn't cost any money. And for those out there, we take debit and credit cards, okay? And every penny that you donate stays right here in Citrus County to help these people and also to help the 70 unfunded people, which is unheard of. There's no nonprofit private organization in the state of Florida that takes in people that they don't get any money for. Because of your support and Run for the Money, you give us almost a third of the scholarship money of $800,000 a year that we need for all that we do with our TV stations. And I don't think I'm going to get sued for this, but I hope I'm not. But I hope, and I'm claiming that next week, Dennis Miller and his fine staff are going to put on WYKE-FM 104.3 on your dial, and we're going to have a radio station, and we're going to do Fox Sports, and we're going to do local high school sports, and we're going to make this community really, really even more close-knit by bringing in Fox Sports and doing local sports, and we're also going to do religious programming, and we're even going to have Lester Brock, who you saw today, be one of the DJs on our station. Isn't that cool? Is that cool? So my engineer and Dennis's engineer, Dave Terry, has worked really hard to make this happen. And all we have to do is have the FCC say yes on Monday, which they said they would, but you can't ever believe them. But if they do, we're going to turn that thing on, aren't we, Mr. Dennis? You got it. All right. I'm going to pass this down to Joni, and then we're going to come this way with Neale and then her cohort, Miss Melissa. And
Thank you very much, Mr. Cole. You know, the Key Training Center to me it's just wonderful because you help so many people. And you know, when you drive in, we did the TV show for 4 years. You drive in and they wave at you and they love you unconditional. Doesn't matter whether they know you or not. If you run up on one of these young people, they will give you a hug. And it's wonderful. We love every one of them. We want them to have what they need. So if you haven't donated, there's still time because it's very important. And I'm very proud to have been a part of the Key Training Center.
Thank you, Ms. Joni.
You know, if somebody were to just drop in on this right now and see us all here, they would probably say, why is everybody so happy? They would see wheelchairs and they would see they would see all of this and say, oh my goodness, that's something to feel sorry for or to cry about or to feel like, you know. And yet, this is the happiest moment that I can, it is, and I see this. I see the volunteers, I see everybody that's worked here, and these friends, and everybody has made this possible. And in Citrus County, this is the happiest day of the year, and we just need to thank everybody for doing that. And yes, we have so much to be thankful for, to be blessed for. What we have seen today and what we've been allowed to be a part of is something to just be joyous about. It was a joyous day. Thank you.
What would you like to say? Okay. Oh, okay, we're going from there to Dennis. Well, I'll go ahead and, I'd like to go ahead and say a few words. To me, it's amazing. I mean, you see here how much we've raised, over $200,000. But to make this what it is, behind the scenes is amazing. If you think about it, in fact, there was some visitors at our auction Friday night that were from the Tampa area, and they're like, wow, 455 people chose to come out and spend their time with us on a Friday night, help us raise $89,000 to kick off this telethon. I mean, to me, that's just amazing. And if you go any further, think of what it takes to make an event successful. That's from our staff at the Key Center Foundation to the thousands of volunteers, from the runners to today's celebration to the Zumba that raised over $1,000. It's people in the community coming to us. Citrus County Sheriff's Department, you're absolutely right. We could not do this without everybody's help. And it's just amazing what comes in saying, you know, we had people calling us, this week, Iris, saying, how can I help? How can I help out this weekend? And we found spots for them really easily. So, you know, if you have not been to the Key, Mr. Cole mentioned this to you before, we do give tours. Please give the foundation a call at 795-5541. If you have a group, if you have, if it's a church group, we'd love to have you come in and